Hey everybody, this is the first video in an installment of mod development videos covering the new Skyrim mod I'm working on, and it is called Arsenal of the Holy Light. So if you did not watch the channel update video, you're not sure what's this mod about, it's going to give the player many more ways and better ways of handling the vast number of undead that are in Skyrim. And let's face it, there's barrows everywhere. They're teeming with Draugr. You've got vampires all over the place, you run into ghosts all the time, and you don't have anything really unique to deal with them. Yeah, you got a turn undead spell, and if you start the Dawnguard questline, if you join the Dawnguard, you can get a couple of things there, but you know, if you join the Volkihar clan, I guess you're out of luck. So this mod aims to cover that, take care of that problem. It's going to make a restoration build very viable. It's going to make a paladin, holy warrior, vigilant vampire hunter type build, whatever you want to call it, very viable. It's going to contain a lot of new spells that actually do damage, restoration spells, and it's going to have some new conjurables. And I'm trying to develop this mod in such a way that any playstyle could take advantage of something in here. So if you're playing a warrior and you see, okay, well, it's got a bunch of sun damage spells, well, that's great, but I don't use magic, I'm playing as a warrior. Don't worry, there's stuff in this mod that will be helpful to you. There's going to be some craftable silver weapons. There's going to be unique sun enchantment. And if you're playing a sneaky character or a mage, you've got the summons. And if you don't want to use spells, maybe you're playing a stealth archer, but you want to take advantage of what these spells can do without actually using them, I'm going to include the ability to craft staves. So we'll be able to put a lot of these spells on a staff and still take advantage of them. So right now we're standing in my house mod because I started a lot of my videos here. That's my house. I hang out here a lot. But right now we're going to go pick up some spell tomes. So we are standing in what will someday be the interior of a temple, and it's going to be called the Temple of the Holy Light. So a little tie-in there with the name. But the temple here is where all these spell tomes are going to be housed. They're not going to be in vendor inventories. They're not going to be, find them out in random loot. The reason I don't want to put them in vendor inventories is because every mod that has spells that I've looked at, there's always seems to be a large group of people that can't get their hands on one or two of the spells in there. And it's not a problem with the mods. Let me make that clear. It's not anything that the mods are broken. It's just a mechanic in the game, because in the spell, you can select if you want it to be in random loot or vendor inventories. And from there, it's just random. They may have it, they may not. You may run into it, encounter it somewhere in random loot in the field, or a merchant may have it, they may not have it. It's just random, and there's always every one of them I looked at, there's always a lot of people that say, I haven't been able to get this spell, I haven't been able to get that spell, and there's really nothing the mod author can do. It's a mechanic of the game. So rather than have a mod that's got spells available that you might not be able to get to, I'm going to put them all in here so you can get them here without any trouble. Right now, not all of these spells are functional right now. Also, we're not going to look at all of them today. There may be some wolves or a saber cat outside. What do I have that I can deal with them? If they're wolves, I'll just shout them away. Alright. See you outside. Nope, skeever. Don't give me kill cam, there's another one. Just like a little football. Look at him bounce. I tell you, this game can be very entertaining sometimes. Okay, so if you haven't seen the channel update video, or haven't seen some of the videos in my Let's Play where I've been using some sun spells, there's 3 that I'm bringing over from a destruction mod into this one. And we're going to take a look at those 3, and then I have 3 new ones. We're going to take a look at those, and we got a couple of summonses we're going to look at. So, for starters, we want, let's see, Sunburst and Sunbeam. Now, I could show you these, but it's a lot more fun if we have some Draugr to beat up on. Well, here's one now. So I'll go into third-person view, though. Well, he's not going to last long. You know, I really kind of dislike these magic kill cams. Well, that didn't really show much, but anyway, the Sunburst is just a ball of sunlight. It's like Firebolt, it's a ball of sunlight. These spells only damage the undead. And then we have Sunbeam. It's hard to see in third-person view. This is kind of like Flames, Frostfire Sparks. Again, it only affects the undead. Sets stuff on fire that it hits. Now that fire does not do extra damage, it's just a visual effect. But it's just a beam of light. Limited range. Concentration spell. And then of course we have Holy Aura, which is just like Stendar's Aura. Next, we have a little something called Stendar's Purge. And this one wasn't that difficult to make, but the problem I had with it is that the damage would stack. And it took me, I don't know, 2 or 3 days to figure out how to prevent that. The problem was I could summon something like a Draugr Deathlord and drop him in about 8 hits with this. This is an adept level spell, but it's a turn and burn. I'll show you what I mean. If only there was a Draugr close by. Well, here's one now. Back away, boy. Now you can watch a health bar. He's going to take damage. I did not make this apprentice level because I figured a spell that would turn and do damage was a little advanced for an apprentice level. So this is an adept spell. But he's going to keep running around. And while he's doing that, I can just keep cooking him. There we go. Turn and burn. That's not the name of it. It's Stendar's Purge, but that's what it does. This one will work on Draugr up to, I believe it's level 13. Level 13 would be Draugr White. Okay, next we have, we can try Holy Purification. Okay, I guess I just have 2 in here. There's a bunch of other ones in here that I'm still working on. Holy Purification is a 2-hand spell. And you can see, this is a master level spell. That's why it requires 2 hands. But you can see this guy can do nothing. He's absolutely stagger locked. And it's just like Sunbeam, but this one does a little less damage than the equivalent. But that's because it has a stagger component to him. And he can't do anything. He's absolutely stagger locked. So I can just sit here and cook on. Or, what I could do is bring up one of the summons to help. And the apprentice level mage I'm calling a Luminary. This is actually a Khajiit, but... So now he can just... He's using the same sun spells. You know what, man? We need to see you in action a little bit more. custom banish spell. Let's give this guy another target. Now he has a Sunbeam spell, but he's going to keep his distance, if possible. What was that, man? That wasn't close to anything. Come on, man. Finish the job. One more. There you go. See, this guy's an apprentice level, and I just gave him an adept level target to deal with. He has a turn on dead spell, but it won't work on that Draugr, so he didn't even use it. See ya. And the next one we have is the Guardian of Soul. Well, by the way, that was I called that one a Luminary because, you know, sun and everything. I was going through a list of sun-like names, and I thought, you know what, Luminary. I'll give him monk robes. And I made him a Khajiit, and there's a reason I made him a Khajiit, because when I was looking into Stendar, and this mod kind of revolves around Stendar and Meridia. It's a little odd, but there's a backstory. I'm going to spare you that for now. But when I started looking into the backstory of, or the history or whatever, the lore of Stendar, there were, I think, 5 races that tended to follow Stendar, which was Khajiit, the Wood Elf, High Elf, Bretons, and Imperials. And all of those are in the mod now. And the 6th one is a Dremora, an adept level. We're not going to see that one today. But that one's the mage, though, the Luminary. So the battle mage here is the Guardian of Soul. Soul, S-O-L, that's another, I don't know if that's ancient Greek or what. It's another word for sun, or solstice. You've heard of that. So let's see. Let's get up another Draugr. Let's try something like now this one's a battle mage. It has some spells, and it's going to use its magic until it runs out. And then it'll switch to sword and shield and start tanking. This one's a female wood elf. This is the only battle mage that's actually in light armor. The other 2 are going to be in heavy armor. But we'll have to see those in later episodes. But she does a pretty good job. Now she's using that Sunbeam spell. So I still need to do a lot of testing with these and decide if the health and magicka are where they should be. She's an apprentice. She's a level 8 and just took down that Draugr White pretty easily. So, you know, might be slightly overpowered. She's got perks like first perk in Armsman and light armor, which I think is Agile Defender, and a perk in Block, and a perk in Apprentice Restoration, and I think has Regeneration. So, not a lot of perks, but that's an Apprentice level summons. There she is again. Guardian of Soul. So if you're playing the mage and you want something that can do a little tanking, this is or maybe an archer or something. You want something that's going to do a little tanking. This one will throw down some magic. She's got a small magical pool, so she'll use magic until it runs out, and then bust out the sword and shield. And you can see she's carrying a silver sword, so she does a pretty respectable job. I know exactly what you mean. And we have this guy now. He has less health, than the Guardian of Soul, but he's got more magicka, so he'll go all nuts on those sun spells. Now I made him a custom monk outfit with enchantments on it, but when I put that on him, put that in his inventory, he's wearing a robe with no hood. But the one that I made, the custom one I made, has a hood, so I don't know what he's switching out to, but this one is just a default hooded monk outfit, so I don't know what the deal is with that. It's might have something to do with the fact that Khajiit have ears and it doesn't like my custom outfit. I don't know. Alright, we have a couple of conjurables we're going to look at here. I'm not sure these are going to actually end up in the mod. These are supposed to be master level. I still have them shown as apprentice, but this one I called Helios. It's a Spriggan, but it has some very potent master level spells. There's a Drugger Scourge, that's a level 21. She should be able to wreck this thing. You ever seen a Spriggan use magic before? She's got the Sunbeam spell, and the Turn Undead, obviously, and she's got the Sunburst. The Spriggans don't use it too much. I tried this with the Spriggan Earth Mother, the Spriggan Matron, and I like the Burnt Spriggan. I like the look of that one better. But they don't like to use the Sunburst spell too much. Well, you're taking a long time. Cook that guy. Alright, well, this next one will finish him for certain. This is Kindar. This acronym stands for something. This is... I'm not sure I'm going to put this in the mod, but I thought I'd show it because it's just hilarious. Hey, stop running, will you? Yeah, you knew it had to be. This is the Forge Master, the one that's in the Lost to the Ages quest. Well, it's a dwarven centurion, but his fire breath is that of the Forge Master. Well, that didn't last long. Now, my banish spell doesn't work on him for some reason. Not sure what the deal is there, but I don't know if I'm going to include that. I was going to put that in as well. Originally, I'm just going to have apprentice level spells up through conjurations. Apprentice up through. Man, look at all the fire. Apprentice up through. Expert level. Apprentice, Adept, and Expert. But I don't know. Helios and Kindar may end up in there. I don't know. I haven't decided yet. So anyway, that's where we're at. We've got our Sunbeam, Sunburst, our Holy Aura, and we have Stendar's Purge. That's the Turn and Burn. And then we have... Oh, wait. We do have another one. I thought there was another one. Aura of Divinity. This is like Stendar's Purge. It's a turn and burn, but it's a stronger variety and it has a slightly different visual. And that's really the difference. It's stronger. This is a level 21, a Drugger Scourge, and he's... So the Turn Undead spell is strong enough to work on him, or the Turn Undead effect in this spell, and of course he's surrounded in Aura of Holy Light and taking burn damage. You can see his health bar is dwindling. Now, this may not look like a lot of damage, but if you have... if you have some fortify enchantments, maybe fortify restoration potions, the necromage perk, or a high level of restoration, or a combination of any of those three, this thing will be doing a lot more damage. And the nice thing about this one is, if it's dark out like it is, and he's running away because he's been turned, you can still find him. That'll do it. He's not going anywhere. And there we go. So, we've got Aura of Divinity, which is a slightly stronger version of Stendar's Purge with the extra visuals. And of course we have Stendar's Purge. They're both essentially turn and burn spells. And we've got Holy Purification, which will burn and immobilize the target. They become stagger locked. And let's see, I've got some others in here, but like I said, I'm still fine-tuning them. They're not quite working the way I need to. And of course we have the Sunbeam, Sunburst, and Holy Aura, and our conjurables, which are the Guardian of Soul, the Battle Mage, and the Luminary, which is the Mage. And you can see there are some others here, but again, we're still doing a little bit of fine-tuning with those, so we'll have to take a look at those other ones in the next video. So that's where it's at. Sorry this took as long as it did. I thought this would be maybe a 15-minute video at most, but all of these spells that I'm using, like the Holy Aura, the Sunbeam, Sunburst, the summons use the same spells, and they only affect undead, so they're not any good against the living, although the conjurables, Guardian of Soul, does have a weapon and does have heavy armor. It can do some damage, but I mean the weapon is not going to have an extra damage effect against the living that the undead script. So that's going to do it for this episode, this portion of the mod development. Things are still in the works. I've got other conjurables I'm working on. I have those other spells that I'm working on. And of course we have to build the temple. And it's out here in the middle of Whiterun. I didn't show this on the map, but we're not too far from Rorikstead's, out in that direction. So, but we will see more in the next video. So thanks for watching. Take it easy, and I will see you then.